Welcome to ICLEC. Philosophy. It's been around for thousands of years, but let's be honest, it hasn't always kept up. Most people think philosophy is just dusty old books and dead guys in togas. But that's not the kind of philosophy we're doing here. This series isn't about quoting Plato or Aristotle and calling it a day. It's about taking those timeless ideas and breaking them down, remaking them, so they actually matter in the world we're living in right now.
We're going to question reality, truth, morality, and everything in between. Not because it's fun, though it is. The way we see the world, we'll never understand how to change it.
So, let's get started. The first question is simple. What is reality? Reality. It's the stage on which we live, love, struggle, and grow. But how often do we stop to ask, what is it really? Is reality something solid and fixed, like the ground beneath our feet? Or is it more fluid, something we shape together? Let's start where most discussions about reality begin. Philosophy. One of the earliest explorations of reality comes from Plato. He believed that the world we see, the trees, buildings, and even our own bodies, isn't the real world. Instead, it's a shadow of a deeper, truer reality he called the realm of forms. Think of it like this. The chair you're sitting on is just a reflection of an ideal, perfect chair that exists in this invisible realm. But as time went on, philosophers began to ask new questions. Descartes, for example, he famously said, "I think, therefore I am," suggesting that the only thing we can be certain of is our own consciousness. And this brings us to today. Can we trust our senses? Can we trust our own perception of reality? Or is reality something more than just what we see and feel? Now, let's shift our perspective. What if reality isn't something fixed or even something we experience alone? What if reality is something we're constantly building together? In sociology, there's a theory called social constructivism. It suggests that much of what we think of as reality, like money, laws, or even our ideas of success, isn't real in a physical sense. These things exist because we've agreed to them collectively. Take money, for instance. A $100 bill has no value on its own. It's just paper. But because billions of people agree that it represents value, it becomes part of our shared reality. Even science hints at reality's collaborative nature. In quantum physics, there's something called the observer effect. It suggests that at the smallest levels of existence, particles behave differently depending on whether or not they're being observed. It's as if the universe itself is waiting for us to pay attention before deciding what's real. Isn't that fascinating? Even reality at its most fundamental level seems to depend on interaction. So what does this mean for us? It means reality isn't just a passive experience. It's something we co-create with the universe itself. We see this collaborative reality playing out in our world every day. Think about virtual reality. Put on a headset, and you can step into a completely new world, one that feels just as real as this one. Your brain reacts, your emotions respond, even though it's all a digital creation. Or take social media. Every time we post, like, or comment. We're shaping a digital reality. But here's the catch. That reality often doesn't reflect the whole truth. It's curated, filtered, designed to show only the best parts. And yet, we interact with it as though it's real. And then there are the big collective challenges, like climate change. The physical world is changing, yes, but how we respond to it, how we act together, will determine the reality we live in tomorrow. So here's a thought. What if reality isn't just what we see or what we believe? What if it's something we're constantly building together? Every smile, every action, every belief adds to this shared world. Imagine waking up tomorrow in a world where you're the only person left. The buildings are still there. The trees are still standing. But without someone to share it with, would it feel as real? Here's something to try today. Take one small action that contributes to a better shared reality. It could be reaching out to someone you care about, helping a neighbor, or simply taking a moment to reflect on what you value most. Every small action ripples outward. Reality isn't just something we observe, it's something we create together. So let's build a world we can all cherish, one thoughtful action at a time.